Miss Hadassah. Hey, Shushan.
Y'all enjoying that Danny corn? Our mystery tree that we didn't know exactly what was, kind of looks, everybody thinks it's a cherry laurel. So we're gonna wait and see what color the berries turn and if it looks like what cherry laurels look like before we make a determination. So far there's not anywhere around here that we know of. That's the only tree. So we're gonna still hold off on making a determination whether to cut this tree down or not.
I hope that's, let me count my chickens, hold on. Yeah, all 12 of them's here. There's an awful lot of feathers everywhere. We moved the chickens from down by the prepper shack up here. Gave Mr. Chris the other 5 that we had. Put the young ones up here with the rooster. We're having some issues. They've always been outside. They've never been inside. And when I put them up here, the first night I had trouble getting them in the barn because even in the dark they kept coming back outside, and I had the lights on in the barn. Then they had never been around a rooster. They didn't know what a rooster was, I guess. They kept fighting with a rooster, and now this morning, well, on top of that, they've only laid on the ground in the corner of a box I had down there. So I have the nesting boxes in here. They won't get up on the nesting boxes. They've been used to sleeping on the ground. So now I can't get them to get up on the roosts up there to roost. They want to just stay right on the ground. And they're laying eggs all over the pen in here outside.
It's an Easter egg hunt.
I mean, it's a neat, every time I go I have to hunt the eggs up. And they lay them on the inside of the building. Now that they're used to going inside at night, they lay the eggs on the ground inside the pen in there instead of climbing up using the nesting boxes. So, I don't know. I put their feed in their feeder inside. They're not used to eating inside. They're used to eating outside. They won't eat the feed out of the feeder inside. So I'm having to throw corn on the ground out here. I don't know what they're eating because they haven't eaten the feed unless they're pecking on this grass around here, cleaning it up some. And now there's feathers all over the pen this morning. I'm guessing the rooster has said enough's enough. You're going to do what I tell you to do regardless, and he's been trying to top them, and they've been fighting him back, so I don't know. It's a unusual game when you start your chickens out one way and you move them another way, I guess. But they'll adapt, I'm pretty sure. What I might do is I have enough panels. I may go ahead and add another 10 feet onto this pen all the way to the fence yonder because I have the stuff to do it with. And give them a little bit larger pen now that we got 12 chickens. We only had 6 in here to start with when we've doubled it. So, you know, maybe, I don't know. I mean, just 10 more feet right here to the fence. And two, that'll help kind of clean this up in here because we really can't get in there to mow. And I really like for them to kind of stay right along the edge of the barn there and keep weeds down and stuff like that. And of course, you can see the gardens in the background back there. We got a little bit of a shower. We haven't gotten much. Enough to dampen the soil. Maybe the greens will come on up there and we'll get some greens up. And my banana trees here, I planted these because in the summer it gets so hot there's no shade here anywhere. And usually a banana trees just haul tail and take off. Well, these have sat here all summer long. I figured they'd feed off of the chicken pen here, but they have not. And guys, today is the 10th. We are right like a day or two ahead of Francine coming in right here west of us, or could be coming in pretty close to us. We've been at Deepsouth all morning, shutting down the high tunnels, trimming limbs around the house, trimming limbs around the high tunnels and stuff like that in case something swishes around. It won't punch a hole in anything or tear up a shingle or something like that. Now we're over at Pecan Grove. We got to go around here. We'll have to close this high tunnel down, lock it down, and see if there's any limbs anywhere that needs to be addressed around any of the buildings here. Now I know there's one up here that I don't know how I'm going to get to, but I'll have to try to see if I can figure it out later on.
All right, it's 71 degrees outside, 98% humidity.
Well guys, I was making my morning rounds in the rain, looking for squirrels. Me and Ms. Wanda heard one out here somewhere barking, and I was just looking under the pecan tree. They are loaded. I haven't been out here and really checked many of these because the cows stay out here all the time and they're off in one of the other fields. So I decided the squirrel was out here barking, so we figured we'd come out here and look. And I looked up, and we actually have pecan trees in there that's so heavy the whole tree is. These trees grew up with lots of underbrush under them, and they got to be tall and, you know, not very big around, but they're really tall. They got so many pecans in the top of them now, the whole tree is just bending over, just hanging there. So I hope this storm coming in doesn't damage anything. That's my prayer. It don't knock all the pecans off. Okay guys, the light rain's starting to set in. We're gonna go ahead and let the sides down on our high tunnel here today in case the rains get to be too hard for tomorrow, because the hurricane's coming in. It's moving a little east, more toward us. We'll be on the worst side of it. We go by maybe 1 o'clock tomorrow, it's going to try to come in. So we'd kind of like to go and get these sides let down today while it's just a light rain today.
All right.
Here we go. Hang on to it now, don't let it get away from you. Hang on, you got it pushed against that board. You got to pull out away from the board. Now. All right, guys, the object here is to get this stuff locked down. Rolling it down is not going to be good enough. We got to lock it, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to prevent a giant parachute from happening.
Okay.
This is all a new experience for us because we've not had to We've not had to let anything down since we built it.
Yeah, and we've never had a roll-up door. We've always had doors that
The doors you just
go in and out of, and
yeah.
it's the first roll-up doors we've had on the ends.
Just checking the screen door, make sure it opens before I close all this down. I'd hate to get it closed down and then not be able to get back in there unless I roll this up.
This one's off kilter a little.
Well, I gotta pull back there. So many variables when you do this kind of stuff that you don't think about, you know. Because you gotta put that in that wiggle wire track, and that plastic reaches across to the other wiggle wire.
And we are going to have some space at the bottom, so this winter we know we got.
Well, that's one of the things that the videos talk about, is that you have to have it where you can, they even talk about putting hay.
Is this where this is going to catch on this side?
No.
Okay, I see. You got it. It's just...
Yeah, so what happens, the water will get in that.
You need to flip that underneath it before you put anything into there. We've got everything kind of shut down. Everything's growing great. The beans just jumped. The onions are starting to come back out. I'm going to let everything dry up a little bit today, and then I'm coming back and putting some diatomaceous earth. This is food grade that I got from Azure Standard. I'm going to sprinkle it around the beans, the onions, the cabbage, and things like that, hoping to kind of help get rid of anything that might be coming out this time of the year. Having this shut up for 2 or 3 days, that should help. What do you think? Maybe?
I really am looking forward to seeing having it closed up. If we have less leaf damage, because I really believe things are coming in at night and attacking stuff.
These moths are bad first thing in the morning, so they are coming in at night.
Well, we've seen driving in our fields, and I don't know what kind of moths they are, but driving in the fields out there where the grass is at, these little tiny white moths come out, they're going everywhere in the fields. I mean, they're like little tiny white ones, and I haven't stopped to catch one of them to see what he is, because I'm staying so doggone busy, but I'm just wondering if they're not playing some kind of a factor in what we're having happen, like these leaves being eat off here. Now, I have got some giant grasshoppers out of here, I will say that.
And having it down should help with that.
Yeah, and I don't know if they come in at night and do it at night. I mean, I don't know.
And here, see, they're eating on the Malabar, and I've never had anything just chomp on my Malabar usually.
But the only way we can tell is if we go through here and we kind of get some of these leaves, you know, it's had the sides all eat out of them like this, is to just take some of them out and just see if we come out here and it's still done that way. Because if it is, we're going to have to put a bug zapper in here so that at night, whatever it is that's coming out for these plants, get that, you know, maybe they'll go to the bug zapper. Because these plants are loaded with peppers. I mean, you guys see them here. We're talking about some nice big peppers here. We can't.
You can't have grasshoppers or something eat them.
Something coming in here messing with my food source, you know. Y'all know how I am about my food source. Now, I eradicate whatever's coming after my food. There's something flying away. What is it? I killed it, whatever it was.
Moth.
Maybe been a lacewing or something, I don't know. Got poop all over it like there's a worm there somewhere. I don't want to break the plant, but I mean, there's a lot of pods in that coming on. I don't see a worm nowhere.
Whatever's eating on the okra is eating holes in it, and it doesn't look like.
Yeah,
I mean, we find no worms, so it's not. I don't think it's worms. It's some creature at night.
It's something coming in here at night, because I come in here all during the day checking.
You see, it's blooming and doing good, both of them.
Okay, guys, we've shutting it all down. No work in the prepper shack, no work in the high tunnel. We got it locked down now, as good as it's going to get. I'm not going to be working on the syrup building. I may go to the shop because I still have to shell some corn, because I got to get it ready to use in the grist mill. And then during the worst of the storms and all, I guess we'll be working in the camp because we have stuff inside the camp we can work on. I try to save that inside work for days, when we can't do nothing outside. So that's kind of where we're at. I thought we'd take y'all along, show you a little bit about what it's like to prepare for a storm when you're trying to run a small homestead like we got, and trying to got all kind of construction projects. And the one thing that's going to break my heart out of all this is that pretty sugar cane standing right yonder and all them pretty little squeals sticking up there. It's beautiful. If it blows it all down, I'm going to be heartbroken. So, ain't nothing I can do about it.
And Miss Wanda's got some cucumbers that are blooming.
She's got blooming cucumbers on trellises out from the camp out there in some raised beds.
And there's nothing I can do about it.
We've staked them, done what we can do. But if the wind gets too hard on the leaves, it gets to slapping them around. I mean, we have 2 Vego beds right here beside us with the Fuji jalapeno peppers in it. That's like 6 feet tall. We can tie them, but
when the wind goes, it just breaks.
When the wind gets to doing what it's doing, then peppers will just snap, So we'll see what it looks like afterwards, and we'll keep you guys updated what it looks like after the storm. Thank you guys from Pecan Grove.